Good morning, everyone. Today I'm doing a layout share, and tomorrow I'll be starting the 31 days of I think it's still called 30 Days of Sketches, but it's actually going to be 31 with Christy's Beautiful Life. And so I thought I should share these so that I can start afresh when when I get to the other ones. So, and I know I have more than what I normally share. So this one is Brenna. She's the oldest granddaughter, and I used a lot of very old papers and stickers, and then some stickers that I had made, or some little baby things I had made. They're actually just cardstock. And then some little puffy stickers. And she's a big Pooh Bear fan, and so that I had used this Disney paper for her. And then I have her with Grandpa, and this is where she just shook her head trying to stay awake. And I always think of this finger every time I look at the picture. You're trying to make me fall asleep. And this one here, it's that P13 Forest Tea Party. All these are listed, or all these videos are within the last, probably, well, they're the last few videos. So if you want to see any of these and know what the papers are, because I probably won't remember all of them, but I know this is P13 and then some old paper I had. And this one here, I know that it is it Echo Park? I think so. And so this again is Brenna, so was the last one if I didn't say that. And she's the oldest granddaughter. And so it's like, in this collection I had, or in this group of pictures, I had her aunt, me, her other grandma, her mom, and her dad. So I just titled it Family. And I made this little banner by using the border punch and then cutting them apart, and I show how to do that in a video too. And a lot of these things, it's like I've had for so long, like the Jolie stickers, and then some of these are from the actual kit. And this one here is with my collection obsession, and it was a Cartabella summer paper, and of course I don't remember that the name either, but it's like Summer Market, I think. But anyhow, it was so funny because it's like I have her picture with her lips, like the duck lips they say, and then it's like she ends up she's drinking a smoothie, and then she does the duck lips again, and so she's got the big smoothie duck lips going on. And then this one here again is a bunch of old pictures. Old papers. I guess old pictures too, because she's 16 now. And then I've got Minte butterflies and flowers. And this is her aunt Rachel with her, and she loved looking at the butterflies that I had hung from Rachel's ceiling from it's like a plastic thread, so that it was really cute, because I'm sure Rachel would just blow on them and then they'd flutter up there. And this is Rachel's daughter. She's the youngest granddaughter, and she was building a gingerbread house, and I've got her on the Minte papers. And this is some, I used one of the Disney papers that had the Winnie the Pooh on it, and then the other papers are old papers from, they're probably 20 years old. But when I went through my baby papers, so many of them were just the writing, because I just love papers, so the writing on them. So it was like I had to find papers to go with them. So that's why I bought some baby kits when I started having grandchildren. And this is just another old paper too, but it looked well with it, so I put those together. And I was trying to think of, this is not a collection obsession, but this is a, excuse me, what is it called? Simple Stories, and it's the Indigo collection, and I've actually made some page kits with that and added more papers with it so that it was easier to use, because when I made this kit or made this page, I ended up having to pull into papers with it because it was like I didn't want to use up my beautiful papers, the back side of them. And sometimes it's like, things just, don't go well unless you actually add more papers, which is good with me because that way I get to have it longer. And this is another mint tape paper, and this one is from the Golden Years. And this, these pictures were taken, this is our neighbor's shed. And one day I was out here working on the garden. I had actually taken my tripod and my camera out to take some pictures of the garden because I do it every year, even though it kind of always looks the same. Well, until, Mother Nature takes over and it's all weeds. But, and then I guess it looks the same as every year because that happens every year. And anyhow, that little fox popped its head out. And I was probably 5 feet away from it when it was here. And then it came out. So I was probably about 3 feet from it. And so I took pictures of it. And then the day that they ran off, I got a picture from the window. And I'll tell you, when they took off, it was like they were fast. And then we never seen them again. But I just thought they were so pretty. Okay, and this is Fall Festival by Minte, and I love this collection. This is one of my favorite collections, and this is my second granddaughter, Tegan, and she must have been just full of joy getting whatever her little drink was there, because she's just dancing there at the little mini mall or strip mall or whatever they call those. So anyhow, I did this, and I love how it turned out. And I'll tell you, these enamel dots, they just look like coffee and cream. So pretty. And they're from Gina Marie. And this is another Minte paper. I guess I do kind of remember some of the papers. I'm surprised. So anyhow, this is Brenna, again, the oldest one, with her mom and dad. And this is actually a double page layout. Let me see if I can get it in here. And it was called Winterland, so I actually use that as the title. And let me see if I'm just going to pull this off a little bit so you can see it. If I can get it slide over. So that's the 2 pages. And I just thought it was adorable. The person who took the pictures. Oh, and they took a ton of pictures because I have them all. It was my first time being a grandmother. I had to have all the pictures. I don't know if I printed them out or if she actually gave me all the pictures, because I think I actually have the CD too. And there was a few other pictures from this time that I might scrapbook later, but we'll have to see. But I love how that turned out. Okay, let me put the light back on. And I had stepped out the door when I seen that there was a rainbow back there, and I took the picture, and then after I took the picture, I realized that there was actually a double rainbow, and you can see it here and here. And this is our shed here, the neighbor's shed, and then the other neighbor's barn. But I just thought it turned out so beautiful. And then this is the paper that Scylla gifted me, and it's the whole song is on here, and it's What a Wonderful World, and it actually talks about the colors of the rainbow. So I thought that this picture was just perfect for this layout, or for this paper, or the paper was perfect for the picture. And it's so funny because right here there is a bird in the air, and me and my husband have both tried to remove it from the actual picture. So that's pretty funny. But I love this paper collection. And it is from my mind's eye. And it is called Gingham Foundry. Just beautiful. And this is Skylar. This is from the collection Obsession. And this is Simple Stories. Simple Stories. I wish I had some simple storage. It's Simple Stories, and it's Simply Vintage Weathered Garden. And I love this paper, but again, it was very hard to use because of all the colors being so similar and it being so decorative. So I ended up pulling in this. I actually was gonna pull in a gold color from the collection, but then when I had this laying on the table and how cute it looked with her hat, and her hat is actually a real thin corduroy, and so it's this textured pink paper. It actually looks very much like the hat, so I love how that turned out. And she's got her little basket. She just loved the little basket, and she was out there picking cherry tomatoes with her grandpa. And this is another one from the collection Obsession, the Weathered Garden. And this, I put a recipe in, and this will go in my recipe book. I'm making a recipe book, and it's a 12 by 12 also, and I am making it it's in a binder. So actually I'll pull out the whole, I'll just open the 3-ring binder, pull this out while it's still in its page protector. I'd like to get an easel, and so I can just pop it up where I'm cooking, because that's how it's like every time I use a recipe, I gotta kind of put it away from where I'm at, because I'm always afraid I'm gonna splatter on it, because I'm kind of a messy cook, but I do like to cook. And so I love how that turned out. Oh, and this, our garden had, it's like, squash or any of those vine type vegetables, they get everywhere, or I think it's actually considered a fruit, but it actually climbed up this pole, which is actually in our neighbor's yard. And I thought, well, I guess if they want the fruit, I guess they can have it because it's in their yard. But we did get it. And that year, I don't remember how many vines we had, maybe 2, but I think we got 40 spaghetti squash that year. But it was like amazing, and they were humongous. So I put my favorite spaghetti squash recipe there, and it's super easy because all you do is cook it until it's done. When you find the skin is tender, you cook it at like 400 degrees for about 60 minutes. And when you can poke through the skin when it's tender with a sharp knife, then it's done, and you take out the spaghetti. Oh, and the spaghetti squash is shaped like this, and you need to take it out this way, not tall, but widthwise. And then it comes out like spaghetti. And my favorite way to have it is to just throw some butter on it, some garlic, some salt and pepper, and let it sit for a few minutes until the garlic kind of seeps into it. Stir it up and eat it. Yum, yum. Okay. And now I have another double page, and this one is Destination Texas, and this was a cherry on top. It's like the beginning of the first full weekend of the month. They give away a kit, and this was in it. And when I got it, I thought, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I'm gonna just pull out whatever looks like kind of because it's called like Road Trip. So I thought, well, sometimes I do take pictures on the road, so I got a few of those on there. And we had gone to my sister's, and then we went to Fredericksburg. So I just kind of put a little bit of the whole trip on here. and I still need to journal on it, but I love how this turned out, and it looks very similar to the one, except for they used a card here where I wanted to get Betty on there. So that is that one. And here's another collection obsession, and this one is Tegan. She's second grand, and she was they both were picking beans, but Brenna was kind of a little nervous about being in the garden, but Tegan dived right in. They both were in, they both got into it fine. But whenever Grandpa would find a hoe bunch, he would go, "Oh, it's a green bean gold mine." So then the girls were both saying that, so that's what I titled it. And again, I brought another paper in, and I used the wood from, it was from a paper pad, so I don't remember what it was, but I love it how that turned out. And then I have, I really don't know how to pronounce the Latin name, but that's what I wrote here. But it is called a red spotted purple butterfly, and this is, it's from Asuka, and it's like wood and crystal, weathered wood and crystals, and so the back is crystal. And then what was my other paper? I think it's My Mind's Eye Gingham Gardens, and I love this too. It turned out so cute, and it's so simple. And then when I went over to my friend's house the other day, there was one of these on her porch, which I had to take another picture of, or 6. And here's another one that from the Mint Taste paper, and I think this one is Graceful. And then I used some of their Shabby collection, and I think, and then maybe their Wing collection. But I called it Shy Sky and the Gentle Giant because this is my son and this is my granddaughter, and he must have been saying, "Are you ready to be the flower girl?" And then she got all nervous and pulled her dress up around her face. I just thought it was so cute. Just adorable. And this one here, I called it Butter Y'all because it was at Savannah, Georgia, and we were at Paula Dean's. But I'll tell you, her food was fabulous. I say it was worth the heat. Worth going through that heat to get to that food because it was so good. And this is me and my 2 sisters, and then I call this a photo bomber because I told my husband, I said, "Get a picture of us sisters." And then, trying to look like he's on his phone, he's photobombing. Oh, and I think this is from, I think this might have been from Gingham Gardens too. I'm not sure. I know it's one of those farm papers. Okay, and this one is from Golden Days. It looks like I need some glue there. And this is my oldest granddaughter, and she was playing the guitar, and she was singing a song that she had never sang before, because you could tell by the time she gets to the end, it's like she's like almost surprised by the words, but I thought it was so cute. And I sent a picture of it, and she goes, "Oh, I love that. Do you need more photos?" And I said, "Yes." And I finally got them today. And this one here is with the, it's a collection obsession again. It's the Weathered Garden. Now this one here, I did not add anything else to. I kept it very monochromatic because look at my subject matter. And this was a walk over in this little area by us, and it's called Driftwood State Fishery, and I think it was in 2018, but it's a beautiful place. I want to go over there in the fall and get some fall foliage photos. But it's a beautiful place, and I love this picture. It's my very favoriteest. And this one here is Skylar, and this was on her 5th birthday. And I just found out the other day that my daughter taking this picture, she didn't know that her camera must be stuck in some mode that's just giving her some long photo. And I don't know if it happens all the time or just when she tried. She says, she did it the other day, and she goes, well, I had to zoom in. So I don't know why, but it actually gave her this. I thought maybe she just cropped it down to that, but I guess not. But the Minté papers, it is Forever Young. And then I have some clocks from the Shabby collection. I took these books from another collection, but I love how that turned out. It's so pretty. I love this paper. I would like this in every single color. I like how it looks like it's, diffused lights or bubbles in the air. Just so pretty. Okay, and then I have another one. You can tell Minté is one of my favorite collection. Minté's P13 and with Simple Stories, not Simple Storage. And this one here is Minté again. And most of the paper on here is from Botany. But I also brought in things from the Shabby collection. Trying to think, from the Doors. And I'm trying to think what else on here. Also from the Golden Days. I think from Grandma's Attic. And I don't know, there might be another one in here. But I gave the whole list if you go down and watch the video. But she was a vampire last year for Halloween. And I'm sure it was because she wanted to wear this corset, and I talk about it. And this picture was also taken that night, but I wanted this to look like this was before she became a vampire, so I didn't want her teeth to show. So, because I try to make it a little bit of a story. And she loved it. And that's my second grand, if I didn't say that. And this is Skylar. And this, it was when she was, shortly after she was born, but she's all wrapped up in this pink blanket. And so I decided I was going to put her on this P13. I think I've done just about every baby on this P13 paper because I love having the little animals all around them. I just think it turned out so adorable. And then this is Aiden and Alexandria. We just call her Alex. And this was, there were probably 4, I think their mom thinks, or close to 4. Okay, I'm back. My camera just turns off after a bit. But anyhow, she said she wanted to be a bunny. She's had a baby, or a stuffed bunny ever since she was a baby. And so anyhow, she wanted to be a bunny. And so when her mom asked Aiden what he wanted to be, he said, well, a carrot. So I show how to make the carrots if you watch the video. Also on his, this was on the other side. And you can see here I covered it up, or I had to cover it up because then I decided I was going to use some other paper for the background, and I decided I wanted this, and so I had to cover up the hole that I took this off of. So I actually glued the regular paper back on, and then I filled in with some stones that I kept from her layout. So anyhow, I cut these out with a Tim Holtz die that I still have here because this one, it's I think the last layout I did. And this is 661206, and it's all the leaves, which I had been looking for, and I happened to be at Hobby Lobby the day that they had them 50% off. So I totally snagged that. But I put a bunny on his page, the pretty daffodils, a sign that says McGregor's Garden, because even though it's Halloween, it's like, it just looks more like, you know, a rabbit and carrots. And then here's her matching one. Now I just did one carrot on hers, and then the bigger bunny on hers. So together, here's them together. Oops. And I've got these other ones in the way. So you can kind of see the whole page, or it's not a double page because one will go in his, one will go in hers. But I think they just turned out adorable. So that's it for my layout share today. And the next thing you see from me will probably be the first day of the 30 days of sketches. Though I will be doing the collection obsession. So I might actually post 2 videos the first day. I'm not sure yet. But I will get that in there either the first or second day. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.